What is up, you guys? Sam Dog, the infamous 253, coming at you guys with Dallas Stewart. Dallas, how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah, and last week, week 7, man, we had a heck of a week. Went 10-4. 10-4. So far, our best week on the season, and that was a heck of a week for us so far on the picks. Wouldn't you say, Dallas?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, one of the best ones so far. But now, we're done with week 7, and now with our 10-4, and now we're on to week 8, to the week 8 picks of the 2022 NFL season. All right, first up, we're going to do our game first. First up, we got the New York Giants coming to our house to take on the Seattle Seahawks. The New York Giants they struggled, but they barely managed to get out of Jacksonville with a win to make them 6-1 on the season. Just stopped them by a yard on the final play in the final seconds of the game. And meanwhile, the Seahawks, we just rolled into LA and we just freaking steamrolled the Los Angeles Chargers. Kenneth Walker, hell of a game. Best game so far of his rookie campaign. Heck, he now could be making a case to win the Offensive Rookie of the Year now that Breece Hall is out for the year with a torn ACL for the Jets. The only player he's going to have to compete with is Dameon Pierce, the running back for the Houston Texans.
Yeah, he's having a good rookie season.
Yeah, and also there's a possibility, if Tariq Woolen still keeps it up, we may possibly, if it happens, we could possibly have both the Offensive Rookie of the Year and the Defensive Rookie of the Year both on the same team if both Tariq Woolen and Kenneth Walker keep up what they're doing. Could you imagine that? Yeah.
That'd be something.
I mean, obviously, we know how good the Giants are. They got Saquon Barkley running good. I mean, Daniel Jones can run too. We know Sterling Shepard is out for the year with that torn ACL, which is still a big blow, but they still got weapons, and they're still pretty good and their defense, especially Kayvon Thibodeau, the rookie defensive pass rusher out of Oregon. That guy is killing it, and that Giants defense, man, that's one of the only threats that I would say is the legit threat for us right now. It's going up against that defense, but still shutting down Saquon. We got main focuses of that game is going to be shutting down Saquon Barkley on their offense, shutting down the run with Saquon Barkley and, of course, Daniel Jones. And then, of course, figuring out that defense with Thibodeau and freaking Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence, too. Dexter Lawrence is a beast, too, for that freaking New York Giants team. But, with the way they were looking against the Jacksonville Jaguars, they were struggling a bit with Jacksonville, surprisingly. I mean, they're a hell of a team, but you know what? I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to roll the dice. Not saying we're going to get it right, but, I'm actually going to roll the dice, and I'm going to take the Seahawks to hand the Giants their second loss of the season, potentially. If we come out firing hot and get out to an early start early and score first and get a big jump on them like we did the Chargers, I think we could have the potential to pull the upset. I'm going to roll the dice and go with the Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm going to take a shot in the dark and pull this one off.
Yeah?
And get lost. I'm not. Definitely. I'm on their side right now.
Yeah, especially, if you would have told me that through 7 weeks that we would be 4-3 and actually first place in our division, I would have called them crazy. I don't think any Seahawks fans expected the Seahawks to be 4-3 through 7 weeks.
Nobody.
Yeah. All right, on to the rest. First. Yeah. All right, on to the next one. Now we go back to the beginning. First off, though, to start off the week, we got the Baltimore Ravens going to Tampa Bay to take on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Baltimore Ravens just barely squeaked it out against the Cleveland Browns with a 23-20 win in Baltimore. Crazy game. Browns almost came back, but obviously shanked the game-time field goal. Was not even close. And Tampa Bay what is wrong with Tampa Bay? Tom Brady's sub 500 right now. The Buccaneers are 3-4, and Mike Evans, since dropping that easy go-ahead touchdown early in the game when it was 0-0, that should have been like an easy catch and go for that touchdown. I mean, he was wide open. He should have been gone. He just freaking... I cannot believe Mike Evans dropped that ball. Go say that again, Dallas. Yeah, kind of having phone issues again too. But yeah. So pretty much with this game right here, man, hopefully it's a pretty good one. But Ravens have struggles of their own. The Buccaneers clearly having struggles, and is age really beginning to start catching up with Tom Brady? We'll see. But in this one, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the Baltimore Ravens to go into Tampa and get a surprising win over the Buccaneers on Thursday Night Football. Granted, I hardly ever sleep on Tom Brady, but something's wrong with Tampa. But I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. You going Ravens too? Dallas? Shoot. You may have to get to a different spot. All right, hold on. But anyway, as you were saying on Ravens Buccaneers, you going Ravens as well?
Yeah, I'm going Ravens.
Yeah, something's up with Tampa, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Up next, we got the last London game of the year. We got the Denver Broncos going to Jacksonville to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Broncos, no Russell Wilson, had to start Brett Rippon, and the New York Jets, man. The Jets just came out and, you know, they struggled a bit against them. Breece Hall had the big touchdown run and then went down with the torn ACL, and then it was Greg Zuerlein the rest of the way. Meanwhile, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they had that battle with the New York Giants, and they were up on them, and then it was back and forth with the Giants and the Jaguars too, but then at the end, Jaguars had a chance to go down and potentially win the game, but they were stopped just a yard short. Hell of an effort, though. And then after that, the Jaguars trade running back James Robinson to the New York Jets. Basically, Travis Etienne is still running good. With the except, obviously, he did have the costly fumble in the red zone, though, in the game against the Giants, which definitely came back to bite Jacksonville hard. But, you know, Denver, you know, I love the way that the trade is blowing up in their faces. And Russell Wilson, there's a potential that he's going to be out again with that hamstring injury. And you know something? You know, if Brett Rippon's out there, I don't think he'll be able to hang with Trevor Lawrence. And for once, you know something? I got the Broncos losing 5 in a row. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars to beat the Broncos in London. I like the chances of Jacksonville getting a win here better than the Broncos bouncing back. Give me the Jaguars. All right, so Dallas and me are both going with the Jaguars in this one. Whew, you doing good in there, Dallas? Yeah, like I said, this might be an issue again with the phone connection, so it's gonna be piece by piece on this one. So bear with me, guys. All right, up next now we got the me and Dallas both agreed on Jaguars. We got the Miami Dolphins going to Detroit to take on the Detroit Lions. The Miami Dolphins got that big win on Sunday night against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Got the big interception at the end. It was I was surprised that game was as close as it was, but the Dolphins ended up pulling it out in the end. They're really happy to have Tua back. Meanwhile, the Detroit Lions, well, they were in it for a little bit with Dallas, and then Dallas's offense just woke up and they just pulled away like it was nothing in the second half. So I got Miami handing Detroit another loss. Give me the Dolphins. This is an easy pick.
Yeah, give me the Dolphins to get 2 in a row and drop the Lions to 1-6.
Yep. Up next, we got the Carolina Panthers going to Atlanta to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Panthers just days after trading away Christian McCaffrey to the San Francisco 49ers, Chuba Hubbard and P.J. Walker, they just went off, man, against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that defense for the Panthers got off on them, getting after Tom Brady and just making life miserable for him, and pulled off a 21-3 upset win of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't think anybody saw that one coming.
No, I thought the Buccaneers were going to bounce back after that loss in Pittsburgh.
That's why Chris Berman...
That definitely didn't happen.
But the cool part about that one was on primetime, we got to hear Chris Berman say, that's why they played the game. Meanwhile, the Atlanta Falcons, tough battle in Cincinnati against the Cincinnati Bengals, and Bengals just jumped out big on them, but there was no way that Mariota was going to be able to hang with Joe Burrow and that Bengals offense. There was no way they were going to be able to hang with the Bengals. Meanwhile, Falcons-Panthers rivalry, Panthers with the big upset, Falcons just getting destroyed by the Cincinnati Bengals. This is going to be a really good one in my opinion. Man, this is a tough one to pick. Man, what are you going to go? I think I'm going to, Panthers, and the crazy part about the P.J. Walker and Taylor Heineke, both the quarterbacks that beat both Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers this week, P.J. Walker and Taylor Heineke were both recently in the XFL a couple years back. Two former XFL quarterbacks being two of the best quarterbacks of all time currently playing right now in Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Isn't that something, Dallas? All right, so Dallas and I were on Panthers and Falcons. Like I said, bear with us with the phone issues, but this is going to be a really good game. This is kind of a tough one to pick. What are you going to go, Dallas?
I'm probably going to go Atlanta because I can't see Carolina pulling off 2 wins in a row.
Yeah, neither can I, man. I'm going to actually go Falcons as well and get Panthers on an emotional letdown, but that game's going to be good, especially if Chuba Hubbard and P.J. Walker come out again the way they did against freaking Tampa. All right, up next we got the Arizona Cardinals going to U.S. Bank Stadium in Minnesota to take on the Minnesota Vikings. The Cardinals, man, Saints came out firing first against them, but then the Cardinals, man, in the final 2 minutes of the first half when they were tied at 14, inside of the final 2 minutes, back-to-back pick sixes, one by Marco Wilson and one by Isaiah Simmons, and it was all Cardinals from there. Granted, the Saints did pull back and did kind of almost come back, but it was too little too late for that comeback. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings are coming off of their bye week after they beat the Miami Dolphins. Yeah. And the Vikings, they lead the NFC North. They surprisingly only have one loss. They're 6-1. Are they? They're 5-1. They're coming off the bye week. Yeah, Vikings 5-1, still looking really good. Justin Jefferson and KJ Osborne and Dalvin Cook and that Viking defense, man, they're making a big case to win the NFC North this year. And you know what? I'm gonna take Minnesota to hand Arizona. Arizona's going to be in for a letdown. I'm actually going to take the Minnesota Vikings to get revenge from last year, and this time they actually finish it off. I'm taking the Vikings.
Yeah, give me Minnesota as well to get to 6-1 and to stop Arizona from getting back to 500.
Yeah, I like the way Minnesota's playing right now.
Yeah.
All right, up next we got the Chicago Bears taking on the Dallas Cowboys. The Chicago Bears, surprise, surprise, they stopped Belichick from surpassing the Papa Bear. Could you imagine, if Bill Belichick had, I cannot believe the Patriots basically crapped the bed like that. They even benched Mac Jones for Bailey Zappi to give him a spark, which he kind of did, but it was all Bears, man.
Yeah, it was all Bears after those 2 touchdowns that Patriots had.
Yeah, and could you imagine, though, I bet the Bears because George Halas, that was basically, that the Bears were his team, and I bet the Bears were like, no way in heck we're letting Bill Belichick surpass the Papa Bear against us. So Bill Belichick still remains tied with George the Papa Bear Halas. Meanwhile, the Dallas Cowboys were in a little bit of a battle in the first half with Detroit, but then ultimately ended up pulling away in the end. Dak Prescott is back, and he looks as healthy as can be. And he's ready to get back to it. Granted, Cooper Rush did a good job holding down the fort in his absence. But, Bears, hell of a game. I got to give them props for the way they played New England. It was a heck of a game, but they're in for an emotional letdown after that. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Cowboys as well. I think that'll be tough to get back-to-back upset wins for Chicago.
Yeah.
Especially both of them being on the road.
Yeah. All right, up next we got the Las Vegas Raiders going down to the Bayou to take on the New Orleans Saints. The Raiders got their second win of the year against the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, the Saints, they were up on the Cardinals, and then the Cardinals were able to tie the game, and Andy Dalton threw those back-to-back pick sixes, and that basically changed the entirety of the game. Did their best they could to come back, but it was too little too late. This is looking like a tough one to pick on this one, man. I mean, the Raiders have had their struggles and growing pains. The Saints have had their struggles and growing pains. I know they basically ran wild on us with Taysom Hill on those quarterback draws when they put him in. They don't call him the Swiss Army knife for nothing, as I've said before.
Yeah.
Whew, man. I don't know, man. This is a good one, you know. I like the Raiders core. I like, you know, obviously they have Devontae Adams, and I mean, Daron Harmon has a couple of defensive scores this year on their defense, and whew, man, the Saints though, man. Like I said, both teams have growing pains. We'll just stick to that on that. You know, I'm gonna go ahead though, man. This is a tough one to pick. I'm gonna go ahead though. Both the teams only have 2 wins.
Yeah.
Both really disappointing seasons. I'm gonna actually go ahead though, and I'm gonna pick the Saints. I think they're a little bit better. But, you know, I mean, granted, the Raiders had Devontae Adams. This game could go either way, but I'm gonna lean toward New Orleans on this one.
Yeah. I'll probably go New Orleans. I think they're just a little bit more desperate. I know the Raiders are desperate at 2-4, but the Saints, I mean, it's getting towards full-on, you're getting almost towards life support for the Saints to keep their season alive. So just based on that, I'll go with New Orleans, but I could see the Raiders winning.
Yeah. Whew. All right, up next we got the Battle of Pennsylvania. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers going over to Philly to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are just coming off of their bye week, and meanwhile the Pittsburgh Steelers just, you know, couldn't quite get it done against the Miami Dolphins. Kenny Pickett with those costly interceptions and just failed them in the end. This is an easy one. I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles to just kill the Steelers. Lock of the week. Give me the Eagles. Lock of the week.
Yeah, you know what the hell? Eagles get to 7-0. Lock of the week.
Yeah, Eagles.
They win the Battle of Pennsylvania.
Yep, they won it last time with Carson Wentz in their when was the last time the Eagles played the Steelers?
I can't remember.
Yeah, neither was it 2018. I know.
It was probably 2018.
So I know Carson Wentz got the better of him in 2016 in his rookie year. All right, up next we got the New England Patriots taking on the New York Jets. Like we said, Bill Belichick could not quite yet pass the Papa Bear as they lost to Papa Bear Hallis's team, the Chicago Bears, in Foxborough. Justin Fields was looking pretty good, and that Bears defense got after him. Few interceptions. I mean, bench Mac Jones. Bailey Zappi got the offense going, but other than that, nothing the rest of the night. Meanwhile, the New York Jets, Breece Hall down for the year, torn ACL after that long touchdown run, and then the rest of it was pretty much Greg Zuerlein. But they managed to get it done, winning 16-9 over the Denver Broncos. Thank you, New York Jets.
Yep, thank you, New York Jets.
Makes our draft pick even better. So, as Seahawks fans, we are very happy with that. And you know what? I'm gonna actually go ahead and I'm gonna take the Jets here to put back-to-back losses on the Patriots. A rare pick for the Jets over the Patriots. Never thought I'd be doing this with the way the Jets are playing, but I'm gonna actually go ahead and I'm gonna actually pick the Jets to get a win over the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Jets as well to get to 6-2. At what point do we stop saying that the Giants and the Jets, maybe they'll fall apart, and we just accept that maybe they're just for real this year?
Yeah, I mean, Zach Wilson, granted his injury earlier this year, I mean, he's looking like it's not phasing him. I mean, Joe Flacco kept him alive with that comeback win against the Browns, and, you know, the Jets are looking pretty good. You know, the New York City teams are good.
Yep, who would have thought that?
Yep. All right. Up next, we got the Tennessee Titans going to Houston to take on Texans. Titans.
Yeah, Titans in a blowout. They have really rebounded after that 0-2 start, and they're looking like the class of the AFC South right now.
So we're gonna make that.
Matt Ryan benched for the rest of the season. It looks like
for the Colts. Yep. But you know what? That'll be 2 locks of the week. We're going to do 2 locks on that one. We locked on the Eagles over the Steelers. We're going to lock on the Titans as well.
Yeah.
So that's 2 locks. All right. Up next, we got the Washington Commanders going to Indianapolis to take on the Indianapolis Colts. As you said, the Colts benching Matt Ryan, and now they're going with Sam Ehlinger, which I don't get why. You have Nick Foles on the roster. Nick Foles basically helped Frank Reich get a Super Bowl ring when they were both in Philly. I don't get.
Start Nick Foles.
Yeah, start Nick Foles. Don't start Sam Ehlinger. Meanwhile,
I wasn't a believer in Sam Ehlinger in college.
Yeah, meanwhile, the Washington Commanders, they upset Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers with Taylor Heineke. Heineke beat Tom Brady last year, and now he beats Aaron Rodgers this year. I mean, the Packers were up. They had a house call, and they could have had a second one if not for a penalty on the play.
Yeah, the Packers blew that game with freaking penalties.
Yeah, big time blew it, and freaking Taylor Heineke now can add Aaron Rodgers to the list of quarterbacks he's beaten along with. He beat Tom Brady and Russell Wilson last year, but man, Colts and Commanders though, both obviously with struggles, but you know what? I'm actually going to go ahead though, and I'm going to take the Commanders to hand the Colts another L. Give me Washington. I like them a little better than Indianapolis. I'm taking the Commanders.
Yeah, give me Washington, surprisingly, to get 3 in a row and get back to 500.
Yep. All right, up next, we got NFC West rivalries battling in SoFi Stadium. We got the 49ers and the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. The 49ers last week got the break. I mean, they were up a little bit, but it was Kansas City. Kansas City was going to still owns them. KC still owns them, and it was obvious in the second half. Patrick Mahomes lit it up and dropped a big-ass 40-burger on the 49ers. Meanwhile, the Los Angeles Rams are coming off of their bye week after they beat the Carolina Panthers and basically the Panthers sent Robbie Anderson back and trading him to the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, 49ers, they still have the number over the Rams in the regular season. And, you know, and surprisingly, the Niners are below 500, and the Rams are 3-3 still because they're just coming off of their bye week.
Yeah.
Whew, man. But, you know, this time around, they're in Los Angeles. But, you know, the 49ers, I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow found a way to sweep the Rams again, though. Just saying. But I know you were telling me on the phone this week that you were probably going to go with the Rams on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Rams. The 49ers have looked bad the last few weeks.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, granted, they still got Samuel in that offense. But, you know what? Screw it. I'm going with a split. I'm taking the Niners.
All right, we got a split. You got the 49ers sweeping the Rams for what? What would that be, the 4th straight year?
Yeah, I mean, and granted, you got the Rams possibly going to split, but, you know, I kind of feel like San Francisco just really has their numbers, and I'm going to take a shot on a split on this one. Just something making me lean toward it, you know? I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with having that, right? And plus, splits are fun on this, isn't it?
Yeah, splits are fun.
Yeah. All right, up next, we got the Green Bay Packers going to Buffalo to take on the Buffalo Bills. The Packers are 3-4 after absolutely choking to Taylor Heineke and the Washington Commanders. Meanwhile, the Buffalo Bills, well-rested, coming off of their bye week. They're 5-1, and you know what? They're gonna make it 6-1. The Bills are just rolling. I'm taking Buffalo to beat the Packers. Give me the Bills.
Yeah, give me the Bills. There's something wrong with the Packers right now. They are definitely missing Davante Adams.
Big time indeed, Dallas. Big time indeed. All right, and last but not least, Monday Night Football. Dun, 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 dun. Battle of Ohio. Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. The Bengals took care of their business against the Falcons, and the Browns could not get it down, shanking that kick way wide left in Baltimore against the Baltimore Ravens to potentially tie the game. This is an easy one. I'm taking Cincinnati in this one. Give me the Bengals. Their Bengals are finding themselves.
To hand the Browns their 5th straight L.
Yeah, Bengals.
The Bengals round into Super Bowl form again.
Yeah, the Bengals are starting to. The Bengals have definitely refound themselves, and they're looking like last year's team again.
Yeah, after a slow start.
All right, and once again, sorry about the phone issues, but here's our picks. We split on 49ers and Rams. We got the Ravens over the Buccaneers. We got the Jaguars over the Broncos. The Dolphins over the Lions. Falcons over Panthers. Vikings over Cards. Cowboys over Bears. Saints over Raiders. Eagles over Steelers. Jets over Patriots. Titans over Texans. Seahawks shot in the dark to hopefully pull an upset over the Giants. This should be a good game. I'm going to be at that game. Commanders over Colts. And we split on 49ers and Rams, like I said earlier. Bills over Packers and Bengals over Browns. And that is our picks for Week 8 of the 2022 NFL season. Thank you for bearing in on this. I mean, sorry with it being so long with the phone issues, though. But you know, Dallas and I, we are dedicated to giving you the picks and giving you the great content that we've been trying to give you for all the years that we've been doing it. Right, Dallas?
Yeah.
Yep, got to stay dedicated to the run. Anyway, like the video, drop your picks down in the comment below. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and we will catch you guys in the post-game recap when I get back from Seattle. If you ain't with it, you ain't infamous, and as always, go Seahawks.